in the past 10 years, we have moved from just, being in the office to being out on the production floor and to being in your warehouse and using handhelds and basically end-to-end trying to help you with managing all aspects of your company. So we wanted to share some customer experiences today. So the first person I'm going to call up is Rhonda Volema from Hazekamp Meats in Michigan. And they traveled here yesterday, and thank you for coming so far. So Rhonda's we're just gonna do a little chit chat, and they actually wonderfully did a video of their production floor for us. They've got, have a seat. So I'm gonna let Rhonda tell her story better than me. So can you tell us a bit about your business?
We are a fresh meat processor located in West Michigan. And there are actually two companies there. We have Hazekamp Meats, which produces case-ready products that we send to grocery store distribution centers. And we have another company there that is just strictly for distributing. And we use the Minotaur touchscreen capabilities in our fresh meat processing facility.
Okay. And so, how many stations, you may as well keep this because I talk loud. How many stations do you have operating on the floor right now?
We currently have 6 stainless steel production workstations that include our touchscreen as well as our label printer and a scale.
Okay, so I know you were involved in the decision back when I came to see you probably
7 years ago.
7, 8 years ago, yeah. So I know that at the time we didn't have built for you already exactly what you envisioned. You had a form of a system on the floor that was working well, but it wasn't tied with the office, and you wanted something that would tie everything together. You wanted to bring the best of those features in forward, but you also had ideas for other features you knew at that point you wanted. How did you, it's very hard, I know a lot of customers get a little nervous about saying, okay, I know you guys are software developers, and you can, you tell us you can make anything. How did you have the confidence to let us basically go do that for you?
Well, what we did is we sent out questionnaires to several software vendors and said, this is what we want, this is what we don't want, and this is what we absolutely have to have. The software that we had been using had the touchscreen functionality, and that was the one thing we just did not want to lose. And from the software vendors that returned their questionnaires to us, we called 3 of them in to give us demonstrations. And 2 of them were, well, we could come very close to that, or we might be able to come up with something very similar to that. And when Richard and Judith came for the demonstration for Minotaur, they said, oh yeah, we can do that. And Richard started taking very copious notes and writing everything down, and there was just a complete level of confidence there. So then we said, well, we also want to be able to do this because we have 2 companies operating out of one facility, and there's shared expenses, utilities and labor. We have some employees that work for both, so we need to be able to generate a report that we can enter into the other company's system. Oh yeah, and Richard starts taking notes. And everyone on our project team just really felt the confidence that Minotaur brought, that they were flexible and that anything we wanted, they could make happen for us, and we all felt that.
Perfect. Well, let's take a quick look at the production on the Hazekamp floor, and this was actually made by, it's a family business like many of you sitting in this room, and it was taken, Rhonda was the videographer, and the fella in the video is the son of the founder, so it's David Jr., right?
David. Yeah.
David.
Yeah.
So while this is playing, Rhonda, you guys do ground beef. You have a skewer room that you were saying is very, very busy in the barbecue season.
Yes.
You do what other cuts do you do?
We have 4 production rooms, 1 for beef, 1 for pork, 1 for grind items, and then 1 for what we call value-added items, where we add something to the product. We do kebabs and stuffed mushrooms and stuffed pork loins and meatloaf and things like that in that particular production area.
Okay, and so I guess, is there any, about your experience implementing, can you, I mean, I remember you were there, but can you remember back to that experience, and what, you know, what were some of the things that you could pass on to other people who are thinking about adding automation into the plant area? I know back in that time you were getting equipment, you had the big old CRT monitors that were the touch screens, thanks. And now you've moved to these units, which are very economical compared to what I've seen.
Yes, they are. We use the Broadax systems. They're all contained. We used to have a PC with a separate touch screen. Broadax Systems is located in Southern California, and they make touchscreen systems that are all contained, all sealed, and rated for cold, moist areas. So you don't run into problems with having to reseat hard drives if they get, you know, condensation on them and things like that. Back when we chose Minotaur 7 years ago, we did a lot of the implementation over the phone and remotely. In November, I believe, of 2005, Victor came to our facility for about a week and a half. We generated some reports and did some tweaking on different programming and then training with different user groups. And after that, it's been all remotely, and we have never had an issue. And we are, you know, we're quite a ways away, but it has never been a problem. And when we do have a question or a problem, or, you know, a finicky customer that wants something that we currently don't do, God bless Victor. He's always right there to help us, you know, figure out a way through that. So it has been very, very smooth process.
Well, thank you so much for joining me up here. And so now you have a sense of what Hazekamp Meats does, and I hope that if at lunch you want to talk to Rhonda about plant floor technology and what we can do. I mean, basically, remembers that we are the programmers of the entire system. So if there's something that you can envision that you want, you know, we can make it happen. So,
thanks, Rhonda.
Okay.